Imagine a world without electricity. No lights, no smartphones, no computers. Hard to picture, isn't it? This is the world you'd be living in if it wasn't for Faraday's principle. This fundamental concept, discovered by Michael Faraday, underpins much of our modern-day technology. Dive into the essence of Faraday's principle. Picture a conductor like a wire surrounded by a magnetic field. Now change that magnetic field, what happens? An electromotive force, or EMF, gets induced in the conductor. This creation of voltage by a changing magnetic field is what we call electromagnetic induction. Faraday's principle takes this a step further. It tells us that the bigger the change in the magnetic field, the bigger the induced EMF. In other words, the induced EMF is directly proportional to the rate at which the magnetic field changes. If you want to get technical, Faraday's principle can be written as EMF equals negative dph over dt. Here, EMF is the induced electromotive force, and dph over dt is the rate of change of magnetic flux. The negative sign? Well, that's thanks to Lenz's law. Lenz's law is like Faraday's principle's sidekick. It tells us that the induced current will flow in such a way as to oppose the change in magnetic flux that caused it. It's a sort of checks and balances system, ensuring the conservation of energy. The principles of Faraday and Lenz aren't just theoretical. They have practical applications that affect our daily lives. They're the driving force behind many devices we take for granted. Generators, transformers, inductors, all rely on Faraday's principle. It's a key player in the generation and transmission of electrical power. So, to wrap things up, Faraday's principle is a cornerstone of electromagnetism. It explains how a changing magnetic field can induce an electric current. This simple yet powerful concept has far-reaching implications, forming the backbone of countless technologies that shape our world today. And that, my friends, is the power and importance of Faraday's principle. It's not just a scientific concept, but a key that unlocks many of the conveniences of the modern world. So, next time you switch on a light or charge your phone, spare a thought for good old Faraday and his principle. Without it, our world would be a very different place.